What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm so stoked to be here with this lady whose name I have such a hard time pronouncing. It's Jean Amlor, yes?
Yes.
Okay, we've become friends and I still can't freaking get her name perfectly right. So thank you for helping me on that. So Jean, when your team submitted over your bio to me and said, "Hey, this is somebody that would be a good fit for your show," I turned down a lot of people. But something that really intrigued me is you and I have a very similar take on high ticket sales. And you're a coach who's helped hundreds of people at this point do this. So I really want to know, after working with hundreds of clients, what would you consider to be the number one best high ticket offer that people can launch in 2023?
Okay, so that's a great question, and it's a bit broad. So I'm gonna try to make little compartments out of it. How does that
Please
sound?
do. Yes, compartmentalize as you need to.
Yes. Okay, so when you say best high ticket, I'll answer that from the viewpoint of the results. Okay, and then we can move forward. So
Yeah.
the best high tickets are always what you want to sell, which is something that's going to transform people, whether that's their relationship, whether that's their finances, whether that's their business, whether that's their dating life, which is also relationships, whether that's anything, health. Okay. So first thing to consider, which people do not consider, they consider this. I'm really good at that and I want to do that and I want people to pay me money for that.
Right.
Big X. It should be, from a serving point of view, what does my target market, and if you don't know what the target market is yet, sometimes you can work from the other way around where you have an offer and then you find the target market. So it really doesn't matter. It just means there's an end user. That's your target market. And you are going to provide, I hate the word provide, you're going to create this solution. I hate the word provide. I'm provide value. No, you give value. Okay. So you're going to create a solution that's going to knock their socks off. Knock the socks off. So if a solution for someone knocks the socks off, that's a good high ticket offer as far as the actual offer, as far as the offering, as far as the results. Now, what you don't want to do is say, hey, I love doing this and I'm just going to hope people pay me money for that because I'm going to talk to them about transforming their whatever. And they're like, well, didn't wake up this morning and say I wanted something transformed. They woke up in the morning and said, I need to make more money. I feel terrible because I have no control over my life, or I hate my relationship right now, or I really don't like being the weight I am, or et cetera, et cetera. So those problems that people secretly suffer with, those problems are the ones you want to create the solution for. That's a high ticket offer. That's amazing. So I'm coming from it probably from not the viewpoint that you thought I was going to come from, right?
Actually, you just nailed that. I like asking broad questions sometimes because it forces you to get really but here's how I would answer this. So I have to just highlight this point because that is brilliant. It's the problems that they're secretly suffering with. It's the problems they're embarrassed to tell people about. That's really interesting. Because truthfully, I look at even myself, we do, a lot of our offers kind of tailor around lead generation. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to say, oh, I'm not getting enough leads in my business. It's embarrassing. Mm-hmm. It makes you feel like, hey, I'm not doing a good job of what I'm doing as an entrepreneur. But that's so unique to say, hey, find a solution that knocks their socks off, which, by the way, I'm totally going to make that the title of this episode. But find a problem that they're secretly suffering with and then blow them away with the offer. Mm-hmm. Why can't you do this with a low ticket offer?
You can't do that with a low ticket offer because people have to invest in themselves to get great results. And if somebody does not pay, and I know that people talk about that all the time, oh, but I want to be a good person and give people a deal. Well, you are giving them a deal. If you make them, you force them to invest in themselves at a high level, because then they take it seriously and they will do the work. But if somebody kind of doesn't care and it's only $100, well, are they going to make any effort if $100 is not a lot? So it has to be skin in the game. They have to put the skin in the game, which benefits them because then they'll do the work. If there's no skin in the game, they're just going to lose whatever that is. It's going to be, well, it was only $1,000, but did you do the work? No. Why? Because 1,000 wasn't enough for you to care about losing $1,000. Some people, maybe that's a lot of money, but they still, even if they find that's a lot of money, it's not that much. It's still like, well, I could lose that. And subconsciously people are thinking that way. Oh, if I do that, it's only $1,000 if it doesn't work. you're already thinking it won't work. So save your $1,000. Save your $1,000 because you now lost $1,000 if you're not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So that compels people to do the work. And also in a higher ticket, if it's a good high ticket, usually the people, if they're good people and they're not those kinds of coaches, but I'll talk personally, because mine's a high ticket, we do whatever it takes to get results. I have a pretty big team and I keep adding stuff. And I'm like, oh, they need that. Every day I wake up and I ask myself the question when I wake up, how can I serve my clients better? Am I missing something? How can I make this better? And I think with that kind of a mindset, it's not like, oh, I have this program, it's fine, and I'm just going to keep churning. That keeps it fresh. So a good high ticket is something that you are keeping fresh, and you're not just doing it just to make money. So that reaches to another point of what's a really good high ticket. I found that when people, coaches, are emotionally connected to their mission, they are better coaches and they get better results. I'll give you an example. I am deeply emotionally connected to helping people make money. Why? I went through a lot of my life making no money at all. Poverty, because I was a starving artist and I thought that was cool for a while. And then when I kind of got over that and I went through all sorts of stuff, even had kids and I had no money, I was like, I don't want people to go through that pain that I went through. And I started on low ticket. I was like, wow, I wish I had known what I know now. And I'm trying to shortcut the pain and the loss and the time for my clients because I don't want to see people in pain. It kills me. I don't want to see people in pain. I want to see them succeed. And yes, I'm a little bit of an enabler maybe, but if it's going to save them 10 years of their lives, sure, I'll enable for a bit till they can do it.
Right.
But so I am emotionally connected and I'm always thinking, how can I come up with some new revolutionary new method to have people make money that nobody's thought of? I literally think of that every day. Maybe I'll crack the code one day where they don't have to be coaches because not everybody can be a coach. Not everybody wants to turn up. Maybe they're extreme introverts or maybe they just want to make money doing something else. And I'm always thinking of that, not just for coaches, because my mission is help people thrive. So when you are emotionally connected to your mission because of your personal story, it makes the offer better.
That's interesting. And it's not like a main sales point though, right? But it has to be there. Is that what I'm kind of hearing?
It's not a sales point because I guess I could talk about this more. I have mentioned it to a couple of people, but it's not like it's on my, I don't talk about it that much. I really should actually. I'll probably talk about that on my new podcast when I start it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's true. It's true. I figured this out. I thought, wow, that's it. That's it. A deep emotional connection. You don't need to motivate yourself. It propels you. You wake up and you're like, I have a mission to help. I want to help 1 million people make a lot of money. That's my mission. How am I going to do that? Who? So it makes the coach not one of these coaches or consultants or service providers that's just like, hey, I found an offer because I want to make money with it. And those are the people that usually don't survive the long haul because they're not emotionally connected to their mission. And people have said that to me. They said, wow, my clients have been like, wow, you really care. Like almost more than me. Like, yes, you got to care more. You got to, they're laughing sometimes.
Because if I'm more passionate about it than you, you're probably not doing the right thing.
I should care as much as you do. I'm like, great success. So let's do it. So that's it. Now, as far as pricing, well, I mean, there's a range and everybody has a different range. Some people think high ticket is, 50K only. My range is 3K and upwards is a high ticket. Okay. 3K for 12 weeks, not 3K for a year. That's not high ticket.
Okay. Yeah. I was like 3K for a year. No, thank you.
Some people think 2K is, everybody's different. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying just in my world, my opinion, my not so humble opinion is not so humble is that I work on the 3K and upwards. Of course, there's way higher tickets. And then, I do have an elite group of people, small group, like that I don't talk about much, but I'll mention it here. I work with, I'm private label. I have a private label advisory. Now that's a lot more. That's 100K minimum for a year. And that's not coaches. That's like CEOs, icons, and celebrities. Okay.
Right.
Very small part of my business, but that's now a premium. That's more than high ticket. That's premium pricing. I'm not talking
Right.
about. Right.
That's really interesting. I like your differentiation there too. Of there's different between high ticket and premium. That's good. I'm gonna have to steal a lot of this from you. I'll quote you
There
twice.
you go.
And this actually, so I work with a lot of coaches, right? A lot of coaches will come to us, and this is a question that I get a lot. I'm curious to hear your response to this, and I bet most of our audience is thinking the same thing. What if I don't have an offer? So I'm speaking as a coach. What if I don't have an offer that is directly tied to ROI in a business? How do I quantify and help people realize it's worth, let's just say $10,000?
Oh, you mean like health coaching?
Yeah, like a health coach or like a mental coach or relationships in general, right?
Okay, well, I have a great example for you. Mindset. Bob Proctor. There you have it. That says it all.
True.
He sold mindset. Right?
Right. So if they're like, okay, but I'm not Bob Proctor.
It's okay. There's a lot of mindset coaches that are not Bob Proctor that are making a lot of money selling spirituality coaching, mindset coaching, manifestation coaching. I know a coach that's made 40 million with her manifestation mindset coaching. Yes.
That's crazy.
It's fairly well known. So it's not tied to ROI. Well, what is it tied to? This is my question. When somebody is overweight, that's ruining their life when they're not okay with it. When they're not okay with it. Some people are fine. They're like, I'm okay. I'm not my ideal weight, but I'm good.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't good with it. And it's actually ruining their life. It's a fact. It's ruining their lives because they get up every day and they're like, oh, this is not the way I want to look. It's not the way I want to feel because it's the health thing, right? I really want to look good when I go to the beach, or I really want to look good when I put my dresses on or whatever they're wearing. So this is a deep pain, and they might not be, again, the secret pain. They might be going to Weight Watchers. They might just be acting like they're okay with it. But the people that are not okay with it, I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't be. I'm talking about the people that are not okay with their present weight, for instance. Okay.
Right.
Because I'm just saying there are certain people we have to agree that who are not okay with their weight. Would you agree? Right.
I mean, I was there 6 months ago. Yeah.
So those people, I'm actually not okay if I'm 5 pounds overweight. That I'm not okay if I'm 5 pounds. I'm like, oh, I'm 5 pounds overweight. It's not ruining my life, but I have a very high standard of where I should be with my health. So 5, I'm like, oh, I got to do something about that. Okay. That is worth, my question is, how much is it worth to that person to get into good shape that they feel like they're happy with their shape? What is that worth to them? What do you think?
And that's so interesting because depends on the person, right? I mean, some people might be like, I mean, if their whole life is about being, I'm just gonna say, it's like, I'm fat and I'm not happy with this. If you're buying happiness, so can you really put a price tag on it?
That is exactly what you're buying. And if you're relationship coaching, if you are in a terrible marriage, do you know how many people in terrible marriages pay a lot of money for therapy?
Right.
Why? They're in pain. They just want to fix it. They want to fix this thing, right? That's very painful. I've been there. I know. Okay. So that's another thing. It's not attached to ROI. It's attached to life happiness, cutting anxiety, having a happy, peaceful peace of mind. I mean, really, what is the one thing all of us want? We want peace of mind. All of us. That's why we pay for insurance. That's why we do. I mean, that's why we get business solutions as well. We want peace of mind to fix those problems you were talking about, right?
Right.
Why? Because we want to make money. Why? Because, we want more security for our kids and ourselves. Why? Because we want peace of mind. Why? Because we want to go on vacation, and when we don't feel, like, oh, I didn't go on vacation. You know what I mean? So in the end, all people really want is peace of mind. Because if they say you have a big mission to make, I don't know, $50 million. Okay. Yeah. That's your mission. Well, when you get there, somehow that's going to give you some peace of mind. You got to your goal, right?
Right.
What are you going to do with 15 million? I don't know, buy more real estate, do something else. Nobody really needs 15 million still. 15 million. Right. It's the goal. But still, when we have big goals, people that are driven, we want to get to those, right?
Right.
You want to, and I know when I had no money and I was, deep debt single mom mirror 4 years ago, I had huge anxiety, huge. I didn't have life insurance for me and my kids. Now I do. I bought peace of mind. I felt great, right? And now I'm getting more investments. Great. I'm getting some investments to, hedge against anything that's going to happen in the economy now. I'm doing. So the more you do that, and the more you're creating more and more peace of mind, right?
Yeah.
You do feel better. You do feel better knowing you have life insurance in case I pass away, my kids will be okay. I felt so amazing the day I got my life insurance. It just took a weight off me that if I pass away earlier, my kids are taken care of. That was a worry to me. It was one of my hugest worries. What will happen to my children if there's no life insurance plan? So all we want really, and we want peace of mind that we are fulfilling our lives. So some of it is, some people come to me because they know they want to be better coaches, or they know they want to get clients, not just for the money. They've been doing it a while, or they just got certified and they want peace of mind that they can do this thing. And then, yes, I have a business. Can you imagine the relief some of my clients have when they start to get high ticket clients? They're just crying sometimes. So it's not just about the money.
Yeah. It's about that impact and about the transformation. Yeah. You're speaking life into this. It's like distracting me because my brain's going off on it now too, of how I'm going to respond to people that ask me this question all the time. It's like, well, it's not tied to ROI directly. I'm like, I know, but it's worth a whole lot if you think about it.
Yes.
That's so good. Well, and just for the sake of time here, John, so I do want to ask just one big question here, because those of you listening to this are probably going, okay, A, I need to raise my price. B, I need to understand how to build an offer around this that really is going to sell well. And John, I can't think of a better person than you to send people to for this. So how can people get into your world? Where do they go to connect with you and to enter your coaching program?
Well, I'll give you a link that has all my reviews on it, and that people can actually even book a call. It's on my website. I'll get that to you. Also, it's my name all over the place. You go to Instagram, Jeanne O'More, you'll find me there. A lot of content there. There's LinkedIn, a little less content there, and Facebook, a lot of content. Always my name. And then it's, jeanneomlore.com/reviews, which you can put the link. So jeanneomlore.com/reviews, and you can see a bunch, hundreds of client testimonials, results, interviews, all sorts of stuff.
Love that. Yeah. Guys, I'm just going to spell this for you. So it's JEANNE, right? OMLOR.com. Okay. Jeanne O'Mlore. We'll make
reviews.
/reviews. Yes. Sorry. /reviews. So make sure you guys go check that link out. It will be in the description as well. Somewhere here around the video, if you're watching this on video. So John, just to kind of wrap this up, I want to ask you, what would be, let me ask you a question on this one. I want to be a little bit more succinct with this one.
Okay. No broadness.
Yeah. So I'll do my best to ask it in a clear way too. So you've got my brain going on all sorts of good things. So I've got to be careful of how I ask this question. So if you were to give somebody who right now has a low ticket offer, what's some words of encouragement or a piece of advice that you could give to somebody who has a low ticket offer to help empower them to have a high ticket offer and feel confident in selling that?
Okay. You basically set me up for my favorite phrase.
Oh, yes. Good job, Josh.
There it is. You ready for it?
Let's do it.
Sure. Okay. So it's, you are worthy and ready, right? NOW in big now. You are worthy and ready right now. And this is what people struggle with. I'm going to do that when I'm better, when I'm more valuable, when I'm more worthy. And my message is, you are worthy and ready right now, this moment, not tomorrow, not when your website is fixed. It's been fixed 400 million times. We know about that. And the other thing I want to say is, there is no velvet rope. You know what a velvet rope is? When you're going into a nightclub and there's a velvet rope and there's you here and there's all those cool people going into the nightclub and they get the rope and they hook it. You know what I'm talking about, Josh?
When absolutely. I'm not a clubber, but I know what they are.
It is where, they let all the pretty women in and then they go, no, you can't come in. You've seen it in movies, right?
Yeah. I'm not a pretty woman, so I don't get it.
There you go. So that's called the velvet rope. It's a velvet rope. And they go, no, There is no velvet rope. That's in your mind. There is no velvet rope. And I realized this at one point, that there's not them and me. I'm them. When you realize you're them, and you just got to take the velvet rope, that gate out of your brain and understand you are them. Them, which is now me, because I'm a success now. Okay. And like Josh, we're you. We are you, but you just haven't understood that there's no velvet rope. Because when I understood that, I thought, wait a minute, why am I thinking there's those people over there that are $1 million coaches, right? When I thought, I'm them, and I kind of created like this bridge in my mind of not the separation. I thought, I'm them. Okay, I'm not separating anymore. I just got to get there, get to them. And then when I was them, I thought, oh, I'm a them, but I'm the same person. So it was always me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
We create this separation of those people over there that are successful. And then there's me. So why don't you get those people over there and like bring them to you? So you're one, because what creates problems in the world is separation. That's what creates wars, and distinction is what creates wars. It creates problems in families, all sorts of stuff. So when you do this in your mind, you're also creating world peace because you are making them you. And this is why people are fighting a lot, because it's always those people are saying that, and those, them. You're them. Those successful people, that's you. Whoever's listening right now, I want you to hear this. You're them. You're just not there yet. That's what I have to say. So high ticket, it's not hard. I have people coming and never coached before. And the first client they ever get is a 3K client. They cry. They're like, wow, I would have taken years to do that on my own. I'm like, yeah, because all we had to do was just say, you're allowed to do this. But we have to help. I help structure the offer, of course. They're not on their own.